It is officially Swift Day. So what's on today? Monday, 18th of September. We got the Swift annual conference, Sibos, and there's a lot of stuff going on, that's for sure. So if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment. We're going to be covering probably a lot of Swift all week because there's a whole lot on the agenda. So in the last newsletter I did, we covered that Swift was going to have this week, and there's going to be a lot to talk about. But here's the full program. Let's take a look at it. So today it started from the 18th to the 21st, so until Wednesday. And right here is the full program. They're going to kickstart the standards forum at Sibos. They're going to be discussing how far they came, what more needs to be done, and where are the opportunities ahead for increased collaboration and harmonization to improve services, reduce risk, and enhance customer experiences. From payments to securities, ISO20022 to APIs and enabling innovation. That's what they're going to be talking about. So your Swift journey end-to-end view. I don't see anything here, but they're going to be talking about ISO, their new transaction manager. They're going to be talking about their Swift cloud, low-value cross-border payments, the future ISO20022 for cross-border payments, the road to 2025, and then ISO20022 in securities markets, and removing friction in cross-border payments. So a lot of cross-border payments, ISO20022, all that good stuff we've been tracking for a while now. So let's get into it. You know what? I'm actually just noticing it goes till Thursday, because we have each day's agenda here. So that's gonna be our newsletter each day until Thursday this week. We'll cover everything that was discussed within the agenda of the day. And tomorrow it tells you the agenda and everything. But yeah, so let's go to ISO 222, a view from the top. Let's take a look at this. So 6 months on from the start of migration to ISO 222, for cross-border payments and reporting in March 2023, we take stock and share key insights about how adoption is progressing. And then they have the session here. I wonder if, I know Mr. Man will know. I got to hit up Mr. Man because he's probably already on it. Finding the videos or any clips from this actual conference. I'm going to hit him up. But let's go to the next thing. So taking ISO 222 and transaction management to the next level. The cross-border payment ISO 222 revolution is well underway, with 30% of transactions already sent with rich and structured data. At the same time, the paradigm shift from point-to-point messaging to end-to-end transaction management is gaining momentum. Together, these are already bringing the Swift community closer to the vision of instant and frictionless, instantaneous transactions account to account anywhere in the world. But how do we keep this momentum and make sure we're developing for the cross-border payments experience of the future? That's what they're going to talk about there. And then sky's the limit. So then it talks about how their introduction to the Alliance Cloud and Business Connect. And then what's next for low-value cross-border payments? You have whether sending money to friends and family abroad or sourcing supplies overseas, consumers and small businesses are increasingly moving money across borders. And banks and other providers have a major role to play in making this experience simple and seamless. In this session, we'll look at how correspondent banking is evolving to meet the needs of those sending low-value international payments with services like Swift Go. We'll also explore what alternative models bring to the table, from those based on distributed ledger technology to those related to interlinking instant payment systems. This goes back to the Holy Grail. I'm never going to drop it. I will never drop the Holy Grail. So let's go to it. ECB towards the Holy Grail of cross-border payments. So if we go to it and we pull up this document, I'm going to download it. This is the game plan. This one working paper from the European Central Bank lays out the game plan and what they're doing in 59 pages. It was back August 2022. And this is a thousands of year problem since international commerce started happening from the get-go. And the Holy Grail of cross-border payments is a solution allowing cross-border payments to be immediate, cheap, universal, and settled in a secure settlement medium. This search for a solution is as old as international commerce and the implied need to pay. That's how big it is and how old it is. This paper describes current visions on how to eventually find this Holy Grail within this next decade, namely through, and then it goes through the options. But this is the key, because I'm going to give you a spoiler. The Holy Grail is interlinked central bank digital currency with foreign exchange conversion layer. But right before it, interlinked instant payment systems with foreign exchange conversion layer. They may only get to this one, but it could be this one. This is what they want for the Holy Grail. And this is why we're seeing it go slower than people expected. It's because first, All the countries in the world need to update their payment systems to be instant payments. Check. Then you need a standardized format for these payments across borders, ISO20022. Then and the instant payments systems that they're creating need to have interoperability in mind. So that's check number 3. Then when they launch their CBDCs, whether it's probably going to be wholesale CBDCs, now you have the Holy Grail because you have all the countries in the world with instant payments utilizing a standard format, ISO 222, with a wholesale CBDC on the back end that, nobody like a retail person would see. And that's how they can speed up and have money move across borders instantaneous in the settlement. That's what they're aiming for. And we already know multiple protocols dealing with that. But when there's all these payment systems are interlinked with CBDCs, there needs to, and they have their standardized format of the data in the payments, there needs to be a bridge currency. There needs to be a neutral, digital bridge asset, a bridge currency that no one country has control over, that's limited in supply, but unlimited in demand. And that's XRP and XLM. We saw it with the IMF paper. So it's massive what's going on, but it's going to take some time. But we have timelines. 2025, the road to 2025, right here. That's one big timeline, then 2027, and then all is said and done, 2029, 2030. We passed a major milestone on the road to full ISO 222 adoption in March with the start of coexistence, but this is just the start. In this session, we'll put a pin on where we are in the migration journey, show where we're headed next, and look at how we'll get there as an industry. It will also show how Transaction Manager is not only supporting this transition period, but also helping early adopters unlock the advantages of ISO 222 faster. Join us as we throw open the map towards 2025 and show you how to best navigate it. So 2025, it looks like it's going to be when, bang, everything happens. And like, if you're not in before 2025, you're too late. So then we have this transform exception and investigation. Okay. But let's go to this. Should the securities market join its payments counterparts on the journey towards ISO 222 and set a date for an industry-wide migration? That is the question. In this session, we'll take stock of the current and future uses of ISO 222 in the securities post-trade sector and share insights and results from the recent joint survey by the ISSA and the European Central Securities Deposit Association. Massive. Then if we go down, removing friction in cross-border payments, a formula for customer success. Friction in cross-border payments is a key challenge in an ever-changing world where users demand their payments to be fast, seamless, predictable, and transparent. Errors in data and loss of information can lead to costly delays and poor end-user experience. That's what they're diving into in that session. And then, can securities market infrastructures march in step to ISO 222? We all know ISO 222 is the messaging standard of choice for payment market infrastructures worldwide. Is it time for security market infrastructures to agree on a common way forward for applying the new standard too? That's what they're going to talk about. And they're going to unpack the business case for securities market infrastructures globally to make the switch, explore which business areas could transition first, and understand the downstream impacts and discuss the benefits and potential blockers along the way. There we go. So let's go to their Twitter and see if they released anything today. And they did 33 minutes ago. Today, we announced a collaboration with Wise to increase cross-border payment options for financial institutions and their customers. By joining forces, payments sent securely via SWIFT will be able to complete seamlessly over Wise with end-to-end transparency. Collaboration and innovation to overcome fragmentation are central to our mission to enable the seamless flow of value around the world. And cooperations like this allow SWIFT customers to leverage their existing infrastructure to reach the services of their choice securely with data integrity and end-to-end transparency. And I believe Wise is either partnered with Stellar or Ripple. I believe they were called TransferWise before, and then they changed to Wise. And I remember, I think it's Stellar. They're partnered with Stellar. Let's go to that real quick. I couldn't seem to find where I saw that before, but I swear I saw Wise on either Stellar or Ripple's website. But let's go to the next thing, because Chainlink was up big today. Chainlink was up like 10%. And it's because of this. SWIFT and Chainlink's tokenized asset experiment. SWIFT could leverage its global messaging network to let financial institutions trade tokenized assets at scale, but regulatory uncertainty remains. a challenge. And that's the biggest thing that we're waiting on, the regulatory certainty. But they created a credible proof of concept with the power to scale tokenization. And I can't read this right now, but there's another article. Okay, so this is the one with Swift and Wise. So Swift and Wise joined forces to expand cross-border payment options globally. Swift and Wise today announced an innovative collaboration to increase cross-border payment options for financial institutions and their customers, enabling payments sent securely via Swift to complete seamlessly over Wise with end-to-end transparency. Financial institutions seeking to innovate their offerings will be able to route Swift payment messages directly to Wise platform, Wise's infrastructure solution for banks and major enterprises, through its latest correspondent services solution. This will enable their customers to benefit from the speed and convenience of Wise and a breadth of Swift without needing to implement any major changes to their systems. Wise platform will harness advanced Swift capabilities to power its services, including cloud and API connectivity and payment pre-validation, and will continue to offer banks all the hallmark features of Swift GPI, including a payment status tracker, which Wise platform will update to secure end-to-end visibility across both networks. The collaboration announced in Toronto at Sibos is the start of a broader relationship and comes in as an increased innovation and fragmentation in the financial ecosystem is creating more ways for money to move and more consumer demand for choice. It reflects the importance of new forms of collaboration to provide optionality while maintaining secure, reliable, and inclusive connectivity. And it is directly aligned with Bolt G20 and the United Nations development goals on the speed, transparency, costs, and access of cross-border transactions. We know that banks face a number of challenges when it comes to enhancing their international payments, including that this often requires them to embed technology which is incompatible with legacy infrastructure. By simultaneously leveraging existing payments architecture and optimizing payouts using Wise's global network, we are empowering banks to innovate effortlessly. And that's so huge. And Wise's global payment talks who they're tied up with. And then cooperation such as this will be vital in our collective efforts to achieve the G20 targets for cross-border payments and enable the seamless, efficient, and secure movement of value around a fragmented world. There we go. So let's go to the next thing. And this was the Swift article on it. So let's see if there's anything else in here that stands out. So increasing choice and enabling interoperability. The collaboration announced at Sibos reflects the importance of new forms of cooperation to provide network optionality. Financial institutions seeking to innovate their offerings will be able to route Swift payments messages directly to Wise platform. As part of our collaboration, Wise's platform will harness advanced Swift capabilities to power its service, including cloud and API connectivity, as well as payment pre-validation to ensure potential errors are detected before payments are sent. Then if we go down, so collaboration, so it's the same thing basically. So let's go to the next thing, because this was somewhere here. Oh yeah, here it is. I covered this the other day. So our central bank digital currency experiments have entered an exciting new phase. 3 central banks have already begun beta testing our CBDC interlinking solution, which aims to facilitate greater interoperability between digital currencies as well as fiat forms of value too. Read about this development and what it can mean for the future of digital currencies. That's exactly what the Holy Grail is. Exactly what it is. Interlink CBDC with foreign exchange conversion layer. So they're embarking on the road of this journey, and every year it gets closer and closer and closer, and then bang, it happens. So let's look at that real quick. So you got this guy, and then if we go over it, so the financial community has already recognized the strong potential of our CBDC innovations for preventing digital islands, that fragmentation, while securely bridging the payment systems of today and the future, bridge currencies. The next phase of testing and exploration will help us further refine the solution to ensure it is as effective as possible and at scale. So let's read this and we'll end it off. So 3 central banks have begun beta testing our innovative solution for interlinking CBDCs, making a new milestone in our mission to facilitate interoperability between fiat and digital forms of value. More and more countries are experimenting with their own forms of CBDCs, and as interest in their potential continues to grow, we're pleased to announce that our collaborative CBDC experiments have made exciting progress too. Progress through collaboration. They are now beta testing their innovative solution for interlinking CBDCs. Alongside this, 30 financial institutions are experimenting with the solution in a new sandbox to explore further use cases. I wonder if we could see. Yes. Okay, this was March. of this year. Banks see clear potential and value in Swift's experimental CBDC connector after Sandbox collaboration. If we go down here, let's see who's involved. BNP Paribas, you got HSBC, you got NatWest, Societe Generale, Standard Chartered, a lot of Ripple Stellar partners. And let's go read the rest of that and come to this. So we also initiated a second phase of Sandbox testing in which commercial banks, central banks, and financial market infrastructures are exploring additional use cases, including trigger-based payments for digital trade platforms, foreign exchange models, liquidity saving mechanisms, and delivery versus payment. Our focus is on interoperability, ensuring that the new digital currencies can seamlessly coexist with each other and with today's fiat-based currencies and payment systems. According to the Atlantic Council, 130 countries representing 98% of GDP are now exploring CBDCs. 19 of the G20 countries are in advanced stages of the development, with 9 already in pilot. However, there is potential this development could lead to a fragmented landscape across borders as most countries focus on domestic usage. To counter this fragmentation, we prioritize our focus within our innovation agenda on interoperability for digital currencies and tokenized assets. Our goal is to enable them to seamlessly scale if and when they are deployed into the financial ecosystem. Our specific work on CBDCs began more than 18 months ago. In the first phase of our experiments in sandbox testing, almost 5,000 transactions were simulated between 2 different blockchain networks and with existing fiat-based payment systems. Central and commercial bank participants noted that the connector enabled the seamless exchange of CBDCs, even for those built on different platforms. The financial community has recognized the strong potential for our CBDC innovations for preventing digital islands while securely bridging the payment systems of today and the future. This next phase of testing and exploration will help us further refine the solution to ensure it is as effective as possible and at scale. And then this was that. Oh, where is it at? There we go. This was them testing it back in March of this year. So yeah, so a lot of stuff going on. This is the future. You're seeing it right in front of your eyes. And right here it says participants processed a total 4,736 transactions between the Quorum, I think Quorum is now XDC, and Corda blockchain networks, and between Corda and a fiat currency. Yeah, big stuff. Big stuff. Tokenization of assets, it's coming. It's already being tested by the biggest institutions on the earth. And we're talking about tokenizing everything that can be of value or is of value. And there's things that are value, but not yet recognize the value, like customer reward points, loyalty points. That's going to be tokenized, and you can maybe pay for a Starbucks coffee with your airline points from JetBlue. You know, that's the future we're heading, where you can convert anything into anything, and there's an exchange rate for that. So exciting times ahead, guys. That's going to be it. We'll be covering Swift every day. Link is in the bio. Come join the Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next video.